Hello, students. Nowadays, we are studying the lesson Rat Trap from your Flamingo book. And in our previous video, we had known that the Iron Master came into the forge on his nightly round of inspection, and he saw the peddler there in dark, and he mistook him for an old acquaintance of him. The peddler did not know his name, and nor he did ever meet the man. He told the iron master that things had gone downhill with him. The iron master mistook him for an old comrade of his regiment, and he regretted that he should not have resigned from the regiment, and he invited the peddler to come home with him, but the vagabond did not want to go there along with him to his house. He did not want to throw himself voluntarily into the lion's den. He thought that it would be the throwing himself to the lion's den, so he did not want to go there because he knew that he was not his acquaintance and his old comrade of regimental comrade. But he wanted that he would get some money from the iron master, because the iron master was he mistook him. The iron master wanted him to give them company at Christmas, but peddler refused to go with him. And when he refused completely to go with him, so the iron master sent his daughter Edla Wilmanson to the to pursue him. And Edla Wilmanson went there in the forge, and she looked at that person, and she requested him to go with her for a Christmas Eve. Okay, and now what happened after that? So we will study in the further next para, and look at the next para. She said this in such a friendly manner that the rat trap peddler must have felt confidence in her. And when she said that, you may be sure, captain, that you will be allowed to leave us just as freely as you came, because she understood that he was frightening. So she looked at him compassionately, and she understood him and his fear. So he said that you will be free as you came my house. So she said that all these things such a friendly manner, such a friendly way, that trap peddler must have confidence in her. He was frightening before when the iron master was speaking him, or he wanted that he would go with the iron master. But now when Edla Wilmanson told to him to go with her, so he got some confidence in her. It would never have occurred to me that you would bother with me yourself, miss, he said. I will come at once. And he said that it is not good that you would bother with me, and you came yourself here for me. First your father came, and then you came, and you yourself bother for me. So I will come at once. So he agreed to go to there. He accepted the fur coat which the valet handed him with a deep bow, threw it over his rags, and followed the young lady out to the carriage without granting the astonished blacksmith so much as a glance. He accepted the invitation, and he accepted the fur coat which the valet handed him. And valet had that fur coat, and he handed that fur coat to the peddler to trim, and he accepted it, and he wore that coat over his rag clothes. And he went behind the lady who came by the carriage without granting the astonished blacksmith. And blacksmith was very astonished. He was very surprised that such a vagabond, such a type of tramp was the friend of their honor, and the owner of the factory, their boss. So he was so surprised, but that person, that tramp, did not give a glance, did not look towards the blacksmith. But while he was riding up to the manor house, he had evil foreboding. But when he was riding up to the manor house, he was riding on the carriage to manor house. He had evil foreboding. Evil means bad, and foreboding means coming events in the future. So he thought that the evil, the bad, he thought that he was frightening there. He thought that it would be correct or not for him, because when he was going there, and first he said that that is the lion's den, but he was agreed to go there. So he was thinking about that. And why the devil did I take that fellow's money? He thought, now I am sitting in the trap and will never get out of it. And now he was regretting that why a devil did he take the fellow's money, that crofter's money. Was frightening, and he had a fear to lose his money, or to be caught as a thief. Now he said that I am sitting in a trap. He said that again he will trapped and will never get out of it. The next day was Christmas Eve, and when the Iron Master came into the dining room for breakfast, he probably thought with satisfaction of his old regimental comrade whom he had run across so unexpectedly. And the next day was the Christmas Eve, and when the Iron Master came into the dining room, and he was waiting that tramp on in the breakfast table, he thought that probably with the satisfaction of his old comrade, and he had a great satisfaction that he had made, or he had his old regimental comrade with him that day. And that is unexpectedly, suddenly he met his regimental comrade, and now he was with him. First of all, we must see to it that he gets a little flesh on his bones, he said to his daughter, who was busy at the table. His daughter was busy on his table. She was preparing food, and she was there. And Iron Master said to his daughter that first of all, we must see that he gets a little flesh on his bone. He gets a little flesh of his bone means he was very lean and thin, and he did not eat a proper food, so he was very weak, lean and thin. So he thought that we should care him, and we must see that he would get good food, and then he get flesh on his bones. And then we must see that he gets something else to do than to run around the country selling rat traps. And then we must see that we any job for him, and we must see, or we must look any job for him, because he was uh, he was going in the streets and selling the rat traps. So they wanted to give him a new job. Okay. And then it is queer that things have gone downhill with him as badly as that, said the daughter. And daughter saying that it is queer. Queer means it is strange. It was strange that the things have gone so downhill with him, so badly as it could be. Last night I did not think there was anything about him to show that he had once been an educated man. He said to his father that she did not realize that he was an educated man. The manner of his the talking style and his condition, by looking his condition and his rags, so she thought that he was not an educated person. You must have patience, my little girl, said the father. As soon as he gets clean and dressed up, you will see something different. And then the father said that you must have patience. As soon as he gets clean and dressed up, then you will see the change in him. And last night he was naturally embarrassed, and naturally when he was coming our home, so he was naturally embarrassed. The tramp manner will fall away with from him with the tramp clothes. And he said that the tramp manner, because he was a tramp, a vagabond, so tramp manner will fall away with his tramp clothes. When he throw the tramp clothes and wear a new dress, and he gets clean and dressed up, so his manners will fall away. Tramp manners will fall away, and he adopt educated person's manner. Okay, he said. Just as he said this, the door opened and the stranger entered. And they were talking with each other, and then suddenly the door opened and that stranger, that tramp, he entered there. Okay, and now next. And then yes, now he was truly clean and well dressed. And then he was cleaned and well dressed. The valet had bathed him, cut his hair, and shaved him. Moreover, he was dressed in a good looking suit of clothes, which belonged to the iron master. And now when he entered, so he was truly clean and well dressed. The valet had bathed him, and valet cut his hair and shaved him, and then he was looking good, and he wore the suit of iron master. He wore a white shirt and a starch collar and whole shoes. And he wore white shirt and starch collar and shoes, and the suit of his of Iron Master, and he was clean and well dressed. But although his guest was now so well groomed, the Iron Master did not seem pleased. Although the guest was now well groomed and he was looking smart, but Iron Master did not seem pleased. When Iron Master saw him, he got angry. He looked at him with puckered eyebrow, and it was easy to understand that when he had seen the strange fellow in an uncertain reflection from the furnace, he might have made a mistake. But that now, when he stood there in the broad daylight, it was impossible to mistake him for an old acquaintance. And when the Iron Master looked at him, he was surprised, and he looked at him as a puckered brow. Puckered means the wrinkled brow, eyebrow. And it was easy to understand, and it was easy to understand that he had mistaken, he had done mistake, because in the reflection of furnace, he misjudged, and he do a great mistake, and he thought that he was his old acquaintance. But when he looked him at a broad daylight in the morning, so he understood that he was not his old acquaintance, he was not his friend. And he said, "What does this mean?" He thundered. He spoke in loud voice, and he said that, "What does this mean?" The stranger made no attempt to dissimulate. He saw at once that the splendor had come to an end. The stranger, that tramp, had no attempt to dissimulate. Dissimulate means to hide. He did not made any attempt to hide the truth. He saw at once that the splendor had come to an end, and he understood that the splendor, that the grandeur, that all the facilities he got, it is the time of the end of all those splendor, all those luxury. He said, "It is not my fault, sir," he said. "I never pretended to be anything but a poor trader, and I pleaded and begged to be allowed to stay in the forge. But no harm has been done. At worst, I can put my rags again and go away." And then the tramp said, "It is not my fault, sir. I never pretended." He never pretended. He said that I never pretended. Pretended means to give a false show. He did not pretend that he was his old acquaintance. And he was pleading and begging that to be allowed to stay in the forge. He did not want to come there. But no harm has been done. Now I can put my old rags, and I will go away from here, he said. "Well," said the ironmaster, hesitating a little, "it was not quite honest either. You must admit that, and I should not be surprised if the sheriff would like to have something to say in the matter." And the ironmaster was angry with him, and he was hesitating a little, but he said that it was not quite honest, that you were not quite honest. You did not say that you are not my old comrade. I had made the mistake, but you did not say any word that you are not my friend. So it is not quite honest, and you must admit that. And he said that it is not surprised if I called the sheriff. Sheriff means the police, and the sheriff will say to this matter. He will ask questions to you. The tramp took a step forward and struck at the table with his fist. And tramp took a step forward, and he put his fist on the table hardly. He struck the table with his fist. And he said, "Now I am going to tell you, Mr. Ironmaster, how things are," he said. And then he got angry, and he struck his fist on the table, and he said that, "Now I am going to tell you, Mr. Ironmaster," he said, "that this whole world is nothing but a big rat trap." So it was his philosophy, and he was telling them his philosophy with aggressive mood. And he said that this whole world is nothing but a big rat trap. All the good things that are offered to you are nothing but cheese, rants, and bits of pork set out to drag the poor fellow into trouble. And it was his old philosophy, and he said that the world is a big rat trap, and all the good things, the luxuries things, the money and facilities, the clothes, or all these things are a bait, like a cheese or pork. We put as a bait in the rat trap for catch the rat. So these luxurious life, and this money and clothes and whatever the facilities, these are the bait to drag a poor fellow in trouble. And I was poor, and I trapped in this rat trap. And if the sheriff comes now and locks me up for this, then you and he said that if the sheriff comes now and he locked me up in in the prison for this, and then your turn will come. Mr. Iron Master must remember that a day may come when you yourself may want to get a big piece of pork, and then you will get caught in the trap. He said that then your turn will come, Mr. Iron Master. You must remember it. A day may come when you yourself um, will go for a bait, will go for a big piece of pork, means for the bait, and then you will caught in the trap. The Iron Master began to laugh. Why he began to laugh? Because he was hearing such a philosophy from a tramp, from a mouth of tramp, from a vagabond. He was talking so high level of thing. That was not so badly said, my good fellow. Perhaps we should let the sheriff alone on Christmas Eve. But now get out of here as fast as you can. He was impressed, and he said that my good fellow, it was not so badly said. You said a very high thinking, a very high thing, and perhaps so we should let the sheriff alone. Means I will not call the sheriff, I will not call the police, and but you get out from here as fast as you can. But just as the man was opening the door, the daughter said, I think he ought to stay with us today. I don't want him to go. And with that, she went and closed the door. And that is the surprise. But as the man was opening the door, and he was ready to go from there, the daughter said, I think he ought to stay with us. She said that I think he should stay with us today. I don't want him to go. And she went and she closed the door. What in the world are you doing? Said the father. And father was very surprised on that. And he said that, what are you doing? You are saying that he should with us today. And what is this? And he was surprised. Okay, so it is the end of today's paragraph, and now it is the time of Hindi. तो हमने इसमें देखा था कि जब आयरन मास्टर उसको मिसजज करता है, उसको सोचता है कि मेरा रेजिमेंटल कॉमरेड है और उसको अपने घर ले जाना चाहता है, तो ट्रैम्प जो है बिल्कुल मना कर देता है, वो नहीं जाता उसके साथ, उसको डर लगता है। वो सोचता है कि क्योंकि वो उसका फ्रेंड नहीं है, आयरन मास्टर गलती कर रहा है और इसको ये सारी चीज़ें उसको पता हैं कि मैं उसका दोस्त नहीं हूँ, लेकिन वो भी थोड़ा सा लालच में आता है कि अगर आयरन मास्टर खुद ही गलती कर रहा है, खुद ही मिसजज कर रहा है, तो मैं भी चुप ही रहता हूँ कि ताकि ये कुछ मुझे पैसे ही दे दे, हो सकता है मेरी कंडीशन को देख करके। तो थोड़ा सा लालच में भी आता है, इसीलिए वो सत्य बताता नहीं है कि मैं आपका दोस्त नहीं हूँ, लेकिन वो मना करता है उसके साथ जाने के लिए। और आयरन मास्टर जब सफल नहीं होता उसको अपने साथ ले जाने में, तो आयरन मास्टर चला जाता है और अपनी डॉटर को भेजता है। और डॉटर वहाँ आती है और फिर उसके साथ उसको बड़े कंपैशनेटली उसको देखती है और उसको कहती है कि आप यहाँ हैं और आप इतना बुरा समय आपने व्यतीत किया है, आपकी स्थिति बड़ी ख़राब है और आप हमारे साथ चलो और हम आपको ज़बरदस्ती वहाँ नहीं रखेंगे, अगर आप वहाँ नहीं रहना चाहेंगे तो हम आपको छोड़ देंगे, लेकिन क्रिसमस ईव के समय पर आप हमारे साथ रहें तो हमें अच्छा लगेगा। और इस तरह से वो उसको मनाती है और वो इन सारी चीज़ों को इतने फ्रेंडली मैनर में बोलती है, इस अच्छे तरीके से बोलती है कि पैडलर फिर मना नहीं कर पाता और उसको थोड़ा सा कॉन्फिडेंस आता है उसके ऊपर कि शायद अब मेरे साथ कुछ गलत नहीं होगा, और उसकी बातों पर विश्वास करके वो तैयार हो जाता है। वो कहता है कि आपने खुद ही कष्ट किया मुझे यहाँ से ले जाने के लिए, पहले आपके फादर आए फिर आप आए, इसीलिए मैं अब मना नहीं करूँगा, मैं आपके साथ चलता हूँ। और जो वैलेट उसके साथ है एडलाबिल मेंसन के साथ, वो उसको एक फर का कोट दे देता है झुक करके रिस्पेक्ट के साथ और वैगाबॉन्ड जो है ट्रैम्प जो है उसको पहन लेता है अपने जो चीथड़े जैसे कपड़े उसके रैग्स हैं उन्हीं के ऊपर पहन लेता है और उस गाड़ी की तरफ चल चल देता है जिधर वो लेडी जा रही है। और ब्लैक स्मिथ बहुत सरप्राइज्ड है। वो ये देखता है कि ऐसा वैगाबॉन्ड, ऐसा ट्रैम्प इनका दोस्त है जो उनके मालिक हैं। और ट्रैम्प जाते समय उसकी तरफ देखता भी नहीं। और फिर जैसे ही वो गाड़ी में चढ़ता है तो उसको अजीब सा महसूस होता है। वो ये सोचता है कि शायद मैं फंस गया हूँ और मेरे साथ कुछ गलत होने वाला है और मैंने बहुत बड़ी गलती की उस क्रॉफ्टर के पैसे को चुरा करके। अब हो सकता है कि मैं इस में कहीं फंस जाऊँ। तो बड़ा परेशान है। अगले मॉर्निंग को जब वो रात में वहाँ पहुँच गए, अगले सुबह को आयरन मास्टर डाइनिंग टेबल पर ब्रेकफास्ट के लिए उसका इंतज़ार करता है। और वहीं उसकी बेटी भी है जो कि काम कर रही है। और उसको आज सेटिस्फैक्शन है कि आज उसका पुराना दोस्त उसके साथ है क्रिसमस ईव पर। और वो अचानक उसको मिला है, इसलिए वो सेटिस्फाई फील करता है। तो अपनी बेटी से वो कहता है, जो बेटी उसकी टेबल पर काम कर रही है, खाना लगा रही है, ब्रेकफास्ट लगा रही है, तो उससे वो कहता है कि हमको पहले तो ये देखना पड़ेगा कि इसको थोड़ा सा इसकी फिजिकल कंडीशन ठीक हो जाए। यानी ये कितना कमज़ोर है, दुबला पतला है। पहले इसको अच्छा खाना खिलाएंगे ताकि इसको कुछ शरीर पर मांस आ जाए, थोड़ा सा शरीर ठीक हो जाए। और फिर हमको ये देखना है कि इसको कोई जॉब मिल जाए। इसको जॉब भी दिलानी है क्योंकि ये ऐसे ही रैट ट्रैप बेचता फिर रहा है गलियों में। तो इसको कोई जॉब देनी है, इसके बारे में सोचता है। और एडला विल्मनसन जो उसकी डॉटर है वो ये कहती है कि लास्ट नाइट जब मैं इसके साथ बात कर रही थी और इसको लेके आ रही थी तो मुझे कहीं भी नहीं लगा कि ये एजुकेटेड पर्सन है, ये कभी कोई एजुकेटेड पर्सन रहा होगा, ऐसा मुझे महसूस ही नहीं हुआ। चीज़ें इसके लिए इतनी ख़राब हो गई क्या कि ऐसा मुझे महसूस ही नहीं हुआ कि ये कोई एजुकेटेड व्यक्ति हो सकता है। तो आयरन मास्टर इस पर कहता है कि नहीं बेटे, आपको जो है पेशेंस रखना चाहिए, धैर्य रखो थोड़ा। अभी देखना जब वो बिल्कुल क्लीन हो जाएगा, ड्रेस्ड अप हो जाएगा, देखना फिर उसके अंदर कितना चेंज आता है। और नेचुरली वो कल रात एम्बेरेस रहा होगा, इसलिए तुमको नहीं लगा। और जैसे ही वो अपने ट्रैम्प क्लोथ्स फेंकेगा वैसे ही उसके ट्रैम्प मैनर भी ख़त्म हो जाएंगे। जो आवारा लोगों के स्टाइल होती है, उनके मैनर, तौर तरीके होते हैं, वो भी सब ख़त्म हो जाएंगे। और देखना फिर वो एक एजुकेटेड पर्सन आपको एक डिफरेंट पर्सन नज़र आएगा। और तभी अचानक दरवाज़ा खुलता है और वो जो स्ट्रेंजर है, वो ट्रैम्प है, वो वहाँ एंटर करता है। और वास्तव में अब वो बिल्कुल क्लीन्ड है, वेल ड्रेस्ड है। और जो वैलेट था उसने उसको नहलाया, उसके बाल काटे, उसकी शेविंग की, उसको एक आयरन मास्टर का बहुत अच्छा सूट पहनाया। उसने वाइट शर्ट पहनी हुई है, स्टार्च्ड कॉलर लगाए हुए हैं, क्लफ वाले कॉलर पहने हुए हैं, और जूते पहने हुए हैं, और बिल्कुल स्मार्ट लग रहा है। और हालांकि वो स्मार्ट लग रहा है, वेल ग्रूम्ड लग रहा है, लेकिन आयरन मास्टर उसको देख के खुश नहीं हुआ। जैसे ही आयरन मास्टर ने उसको देखा, उसकी भौं टेढ़ी हो गई। और इसको आसानी से समझा जा सकता है कि रात को फर्नेस के रिफ्लेक्शन में, जो आग का रिफ्लेक्शन आ रहा था, उसमें उसने गलती कर दी पहचानने में। और अब जब दिन की सुबह की लाइट आई, डे लाइट आई, तो अब तो मिस्टेक हो ही नहीं सकती। अब जब उसने उसको देखा, आयरन मास्टर ने देखा, तो वो समझ गया कि ये तो मेरा दोस्त है ही नहीं, ये तो कोई और ही है। इसीलिए उसकी आईब्रो टेढ़ी हुई, इसीलिए वो उसको थोड़ा नाराज़ हुआ कि ये क्या है भाई, ये तो उसका परिचित है ही नहीं। वो कहता है व्हाट डज दिस मीन। उसने जोर से कहा क्या मतलब है ये, तुम कौन हो। और स्ट्रेंजर जो है उसने कोई भी अब बहाना नहीं बनाया कि कोई चीज़ छिपाने की कोशिश नहीं की, क्योंकि वो समझ गया कि अब भेद खुल गया। और उसने तुरंत, उसको समझ में आ गया कि ये जो स्प्लेंडर उसको मिल रहा था, ये जो उसको अच्छा ट्रीटमेंट मिल रहा था, ये जो फैसिलिटीज़ मिल रही थी, सब कुछ इसका अंत का समय आ गया है। और वो सीधा कहता है कि सर, ये मेरी गलती नहीं है, मैंने कभी भी ये प्रिटेंड नहीं किया कि मैं आपका दोस्त हूँ, मैंने कभी नहीं कहा कि मैं आपका दोस्त हूँ, केवल आप ही कहते रहे कि मैं आपका दोस्त हूँ। और मैं तो बार बार यही बेगिंग करता रहा, यही प्ली करता रहा यही निवेदन करता रहा कि मुझे केवल रात में फौज में ही रहने दिया जाए। मैं आना ही नहीं चाहता था, लेकिन अभी भी कुछ नहीं बिगड़ा है। मैं अपने पुराने रैग्स दोबारा पहन लेता हूँ और यहाँ से चला जाता हूँ। आयरन मास्टर थोड़ा सा हेसिटेट करते हुए कहता है कि नहीं नहीं, ये पूरी तरह से ईमानदारी नहीं है। ठीक है, गलती मैंने की, लेकिन तुमको तो बताना चाहिए था कि तुम मेरे दोस्त नहीं हो, मैं गलती कर रहा हूँ और तुम्हें ये एडमिट करना पड़ेगा। और नहीं करोगे तो मैं शेरिफ को बुलाता हूँ, मैं पुलिस को बुलाता हूँ, फिर वो तुमसे पूछेगी, तब तुम एडमिट करोगे। तो ट्रैम्प को भी तो गुस्सा आ जाता है और ट्रैम्प अपनी मुट्ठी को ज़ोर से टेबल पर मारता है और कहता है आयरन मास्टर से कि मिस्टर आयरन मास्टर, मैं तुमको एक बात बता रहा हूँ। अपनी वही पुरानी थ्योरी बता रहा है, अपनी पुरानी वही ओल्ड फिलॉसफी बता रहा है, जो जिस फिलॉसफी को अक्सर बोलता था कि ये दुनिया और कुछ नहीं है, केवल एक बिग रेट ट्रैप है, बड़ी सी चूहेदानी है। और इसमें जो अच्छी चीज़ें हैं वो ऑफ़र करती हैं, बेट ऑफ़र करती हैं, वो ललचाती हैं आदमी को। जिस तरह से हम चूहेदानी में चीज़ या पॉर्क का टुकड़ा लगाते हैं, उससे वो चूहा उसकी तरफ अट्रैक्ट होता है, फंस जाता है। उसी तरह से ये दुनिया भी एक रेट ट्रैप है। और इसमें जो ये लग्जरीज़ हैं, पैसा है, अच्छे क्लोथ्स हैं, अच्छी फैसिलिटीज़ हैं, ये सारी चीज़ें जो हैं एक गरीब आदमी को खींचती हैं अपनी तरफ, अट्रैक्ट करती हैं और फिर उसको ट्रबल में फंसा देती हैं। और यदि शरीफ आता भी है, यदि पुलिस का पर्सन आता है और मुझे लॉकअप में भी डालता है, तो आयरन मास्टर याद रखना, ये तो अभी तो मैं जा रहा हूँ, लेकिन तुम्हारी भी बारी आएगी। एक दिन ऐसा आएगा कि जब तुम भी किसी चीज़ पर ललचाओगे और तब तुम्हारी भी बारी आएगी और तुम भी इस ट्रैप में फंसोगे। आयरन मास्टर इस बात पर हंसता है, क्योंकि उसको एक ट्रैम्प के मुंह से इतनी बड़ी बात जब वो सुनता है, फ़िलोसॉफ़िकल बात, वो कहता है ठीक है चलो, मैं आज शरीफ को नहीं बुलाता हूँ, क्रिसमस ईव है इसलिए नहीं बुला रहा हूँ, लेकिन जितनी जल्दी हो सके उतनी जल्दी यहाँ से भाग जाओ, चले जाओ। और वो फिर तैयार हो जाता है जाने के लिए। और जैसे ही वो दरवाज़ा खोलता है जाने के लिए, आयरन मास्टर की डॉटर कहती है कि मुझे नहीं लगता कि इस व्यक्ति को आज यहाँ से जाना चाहिए। वो कहती है मुझे लगता है कि इस आदमी को हमारे साथ रुकना चाहिए आज, और मैं नहीं चाहती कि ये आदमी जाए यहाँ से आज। और वो आगे बढ़ती है और दरवाज़ा बंद कर देती और उसको जाने नहीं देती। इस बात से आयरन मास्टर बहुत ज़्यादा सरप्राइज है, बहुत ज़्यादा आश्चर्यचकित है। वो कहता है कि क्या कर रही हो तुम, जो हमारा परिचित नहीं है, जो यहाँ आया, उसको तुम रोक रही हो। तो इस तरह से ये आज की वीडियो यहाँ पर एंड होती है, और आगे की स्टोरी जो है हम अपनी अगली वीडियो में बताएंगे। इस पर आगे की वीडियो आगे होगी, और इसके बाद आपको कुछ क्वेश्चंस मिले, उनके आंसर आपको करने हैं। ओके, थैंक यू।